Ondrej, just wondering, in a sense, what this sort of feels like, almost like the start of a new chapter for you.
I mean, now, after training camp and all the stuff, I'm pretty familiar with the team, and everybody feel like good to go, and it's going to be exciting.
How nice is it just to now be at this point where you can just go out and play your games now?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody's excited. Me too. All the artist stuff, it's done with the training camp, and everything is done, and now it's our job now to come out and play our game and play the best we can.
I know you've been obviously with the team for camp and preseason games, but it's still a little weird being on a new team. I mean, you spent your entire career in Tampa Bay. Now it's real.
I mean, not really. Maybe the first preseason game was a little bit weird, but now I'm part of the New Jersey Devils, and I'm really excited I'm here, and yeah, hopefully we're gonna have a good start.
I remember the first day of training camp when we talked to you just about one of the reasons that you were brought in was for your leadership and all. You said, there is a bit of pressure. Do you feel less that way now that you've integrated yourself and you can just sort of play your game?
Yeah, I think so. I just want to go out there, have fun, work hard, like all the guys here, and have a good start. We just need to work together. I mean, the pressure, I think everybody's feeling a little pressure, but it's normal. I think every team has that, and it's normal.
Ondrej, what did you have to learn as a young player about what it takes to get where you eventually got as a player, two-time Stanley Cup champ, and that some of these young guys need to realize?
I mean, experience. We lost a couple, conference finals, and we got swept by Columbus 2019. That's all things are a learning point. Sometimes it takes less time to get there. Sometimes it takes a couple of years. So hopefully this team can learn from past years and make sure we just gonna come out hard. And I can't tell if we're gonna win or lose, but we're gonna do our best and do our system well.
Jesper, the first day of training camp, one of the things that you said, and even at the end of last year, is we're sick and tired of losing. We don't want this mentality anymore. Is there something during training camp right now, leading up to this first game of the season, where you're starting to see a shift in mentality?
Yeah, I think you obviously can see it in the room, and then especially in practice. I think our practice has been more intense and more players-driven. I feel like the mentality has come a lot from the players in the room this year. And obviously, training camp was a good step, but now we're going to get going for real. So we're all really excited.
I was going to say, just to have that part of the season done with you now, this first game. I mean, how much are you looking forward to finally going to work at this point?
Oh, it's super exciting. You've been waiting for 5 months or whatever it is to get back to this. So training camp games has been good, and it was a good step for us, but we're all excited to get started for real here.
When you say that things are a little more player-driven, do you just mean like the leadership, the vocalness, that type of thing? Can you sort of explain to me what you mean by that?
Yeah, I think we got all of our young guys have become a lot older. And we got some really good leadership in the room that we brought in that are a little more vocal and put a little more pressure on each other. So I feel like as a group and as a depth this year, it's a lot different. So it's a lot of fun. It's going to be fun to continue growing as a group and move on in the season.
Jesper, you talked already about being excited, but do you feel like this is one of the better teams you've been on? I mean, it's exciting every time you start a year, but a really good group in here. Good potential, really.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of years when you came into the room and you feel like on paper you have a really good team, and it still doesn't work throughout the seasons. But I think the mentality and the leadership group has been a lot different this year, and especially as I said before, our young guys are way older now and more experienced. So we have a really good group here, and it's going to be a lot of fun get going.
Does it feel different?
Yeah, no, it does feel different, and I think just based on the guys in the group, in the room here, we do have a really exciting group, and it's going to be a lot of fun to get going.
Thank you, Jesper. I appreciate it. Lindy, a lot of work has gone into the last couple of weeks, just as a collective group. Must be thrilled to be at this point now.
Yeah, excited to get going. I think all the players are excited. I think they've had enough of practice. They've had enough of exhibition games, and I think everybody's in the same category. They want to play games, and they want to play something that's real.
One of the things that Jesper said this morning is that he's felt through training camp, through practices, that it's been a lot more player-driven in the fact that players are speaking up more. It's more vocal. Are you seeing that from your group, that leadership kind of take off?
Yeah, I think the communication on the ice has been real good. The interaction, talking about different plays and talking about where they want to get to. I think that part is really at an elevated level.
What's Nico's status? I know it's been up and down.
Yeah, Nico's status is still the same.
Okay. So game time type thing?
Sort of, yeah.
Perfect.
Is there a hope that maybe he could be loose enough with the issue that he can get in the lineup tonight?
I think there's always a hope, yeah.
Lindy, with Alexander Holtz being on the line with Tatar and Hollow, what's the thing there? Is it just have two veteran guys around him to kind of help him?
Yeah. I think we know what that line brought us last year. When Mercer was playing the right side, and I like the setup. I like the fact you've got two veteran guys, a Hollow that defends well, plays a heavy game. So for me that fits right now.
What are the challenges this Flyers team poses you tonight? It's a new, I know you've coached against John Tortorella teams a long time, but what are the challenges this Flyers team is going to pose you?
I think handling the pressure, the pressure they're going to want to put on. John's team's high energy, play hard. And we got to handle the wall play. We got to handle when they come down the wall. We got to handle, some of the D-zone structure. But we know one thing: the team's going to play hard.
What do you kind of expect from the start of your team when you have those butterflies that it's the new season, you're finally out there, and how do you sort of manage that, or want to see your players manage those first couple of minutes?
Well, I think we've got guys that have been handling that for a long time, and I think it's those the guys that have to kind of take the lead and slow things down for guys that maybe they're. We will have a few guys, but I think every team does. But again, you'd rather make mistakes or waste energy going full speed than you would kind of stand around thinking about it.
Holt seemed to be paired with Hughes a lot this training camp. Is there any shot that you'll put them two together tonight at some point, or and what was sort of
there's always a shot of that. No, we know what that other line has brought us. We know what Mercer can do at the same time. And we know what Holtz has been working on and where he's got to get to. So, been a lot of good stuff.
Both your goaltenders had a really good preseason. I'm just wondering, to give Mackenzie this chance, what went into your decision-making on that?
Just that both, just like you said, both goaltenders were good. That's a great decision to have to make. We had two guys that played very well in the preseason. We had a team that played hard in front of them in the preseason, and we wanted to just continue down that path.
You mentioned you like the Mercer and Hughes. What is the dynamic between those two that allowed them to have such success last year and maybe repeat that this season?
Well, I think first is just their hockey language on the ice. They seem to have that chemistry, they knowing where each guy's going to go, and the interaction between the two of them was so good. And you a lot of odd times capture good energy between two players, and sometimes the third guy in the line is different, but that chemistry there has always been good.
Thank you, Lindy.